Capitalism is dead. Dead-based economy. Hey gang, this is Mike with MrNoFluff.com, and capitalism is dead. What we have in America is not capitalism, and here's a couple of reasons why. As Dr. Ron Paul defined capitalism, which is the way I define capitalism as well, is that capitalism is where the average person works, right, or creates through imagination, creativity, sweat equity, etc., produces something or idea or service, and whatever's left over from paying their bills, whatever did they save, they invest that money to take a risk with it, to grow. That's true capitalism. Okay, today we don't have true capitalism, okay, because all the companies can, or anyone that wants to start a business can just stick their hand out and borrow money, because money is almost printed out for free almost. Now, this is happening not only in the corporate sector, to the average people like yourself and me. I know so many people that are successful, that have attorneys, that have multiple franchises, that have businesses, and they wouldn't be at this situation if they didn't borrow the money. Okay, they wouldn't be. And even though in their mind they have nice clothes, nice cars, hundreds of employees, they feel like they're successful, but in my eye, they're not successful, because when you add up the amount of debt they owe and the amount of profit their business makes, they're still negative hundreds and thousands of dollars, if not millions of dollars. So I don't care how much your business grosses a month. If you're in debt millions of dollars, then you're in debt. That's not freedom. That's not exiting the metrics. And taking it to the corporations, you know, there really isn't a free enterprise or capitalism in America. And listen to this. The last crash, 2006, 2007, who did we bail out? The too big to fail companies like GMC, like the bankers. Okay, if we truly had capitalism, then these banksters and gangsters and these big corporations that were not producing great products like cars, they would just shrink and the competition would be allowed to come in. But the competition is not allowed to come in. Okay, there's a few selective companies that are propped to win, and everyone else is not going to win. And that's not true capitalism. True capitalism is when, if you don't have a good product or service, someone else will take your audience, will take your customers, will take your share of the market. And if it's altered because of free money or government regulations or bailouts, and some companies are able to survive, then that's not true capitalism. I don't know what that is. You know, you can define it whatever you want it to be. But so two aspects is that we have capitalism is dead, in my opinion, is that there's companies and industries that Big Brother is not going to allow it to go bankrupt or downsize to allow new competitors come in. And then we have a situation where with the people or with the entrepreneurs, you don't have to produce, you don't have to create anymore. You just stick your hand out and borrow some money, okay? Which just baffles me. I mean, I'm 40 years old. I've never owned a credit card. I've never bought anything in debt. I started multiple businesses. I just started with $100, and even Mr. No Flip, even my moving company, my brokerage firm, my Mr. Investor, okay? We started with our own. I mean, I started with my own thoughts and creation. I didn't start by going and getting a small business loan. I didn't start by putting it on my credit card. And that is true entrepreneurship. But in America, entrepreneurship is How much money can I syndicate? How much money can I raise? How much can I get into debt? How much can I put it into my credit cards? Where can I go to get a loan to be able to be my dreams? Versus how can I change the industry? How can I, be more creative? How can I position myself better than my competitors to come in and get the share? Those ideas are not valued in America anymore. Back in the days, we valued them. Our founding forefathers of America valued, small government. They valued not the Federal Reserve to print money, which we changed the Constitution, not me and you, but back in the days in the 1930s, to allow the feds to come in. So we're in a situation where I don't even know. It's like a hybrid. It's multiple different ideologies into a pot, because we don't have true capitalism and we have a debt-based economy, which means that you don't have to be smart, you don't have to be creative, you don't have to be a hard worker, you don't have to do all the stuff that's required for someone to win. It doesn't matter if you want to win as an entrepreneur, if you want to win as a real estate investor, as a real estate agent, or in sports. The true way to ascertain a certain type of success and skills is through practice and constantly doing it. Well, those things are not valuable anymore in a debt-based economy, because everyone can have these material things or material businesses or nice cars or nice houses and nice businesses, and look in image they look like they have the best homes, the best cars, and the nicest clothes, but they're in the negatives more than the homeless guy. The homeless guy is actually ahead of them, okay? But in the perception of the world, we think that the homeless guy is in a worse situation versus the guy that's in debt 10 million bucks, right? But he's pulling in 100K a month as a positive cash flow, or 30K or 50K, whatever the story is. Or the small business owner that goes and borrows $300,000 from the Small Business Association, is working 7 days a week. They don't get to see their kids, but they look like they have a nice car, a nice house, and what have you. So we're in a stage of empire decay because we don't have creativity and imagination and production. Everything's outsourced out to India, to China, etc. Okay, so the era of entrepreneurship, which made America great, people like Henry Ford that tapped into his savings to build the Model T, those eras are gone, dude. Today what's cool is some guy with a flashy car or flashy house or stunning clothes, or showing you how cool it is to have a bunch of material things, and no one ever questions how much debt this guy has. You know what I mean? Like, so what, he's making so much money, how much does he consume? Does he consume as more, as he makes more money, does he consume more than what he produces? It doesn't matter if he's making 10,000, a million thousand, $1 billion. If he's expending, if he doesn't have the foundational skills to create capital, then he's a schmuck, dude. I mean, at best case scenario, he's a schmuck. He's a over expenditure schmuck. And there's so many people out there that are constantly making more money than they produce, no matter how much money they make. And so many people love them and follow them, and that's the evidence that we're not living in a true capital environment, economy anymore, because true capitalism, requires some type of sacrifice to have a surplus so you can invest. Let me say that again. In true capitalism, it's going to require you to buckle your belt, turn off your cable, turn off the TV, turn off your phone, not pay those bills, and make the other guys rich, so you could put that money into a package so you could invest it in your own business. That is true capitalism. I mean, we forgot about that. That's how artists do it. That's how all champs in football and soccer and kickboxing and UFC and the Olympics, they all sacrifice to ascertain their dreams. And only in America, and only in these central bankers where they print money, where you can be your dreams, you can drive a Bentley, you can have a house in Beverly Hills, you can have the cool clothes, you can go on the cool vacation, you can even get an education, you can even get a house, and you never get to own it. And worst thing is, you never have to create, you never have to use your brain, okay, to create. You never have to use your hand to create any fucking thing. You just sign a little piece of paper, and magically the numbers appears in your banking account or in your line of credit or your credit card, okay? And, you know, to me, I've been ringing the bell for everyone that you can't go negative to try to get positive. That's just that's the vampires, the people that've been bitten, you know. And there's a lot of people out there that've been bitten, and they have the so-called great life, right? I mean, that everyone thinks has a great life, whatever. But you know, they owe everything and more to the bankers, and whatever they have is the bankers that allowed them to be where they are. Okay, and that's not really how we're gonna be able to be the best in ourselves or in a country or in the world, because capitalism is killing the environment. Capitalism is killing you and your cousin and your mama, and because they want to get the next chair, the next cell phone, the next Apple, the next car. Capitalism is destroying the animals, destroying the way we farm, the way we produce. Capitalism is killing the way doctors prescribe all these drugs, dude, that are fucking our kids up with, you know, ADD symptoms, so they can give them a pill, all the way to people that have, you know, supposedly heart problems. Millions and millions of people are taking, you know, pills for blood pressure. Millions and millions of people are taking pills for psychological aspects, you know. But guess what? This is capitalism, dude. You know, there's agents, real estate agents, are telling their clients to put an offer above their asking price because we're in a hard market. Come on, dude. That's capitalism. That's where, even though the agent has a fiduciary duty to look out for their client, they're advising them to pay over the asking price, thousands of dollars, because so this agent can make her commission and make her job easier, instead of digging and working to look for more areas. And the same thing is happening with our politicians, man. Capitalism, big corporation, big pharma, big lobbyists, big gun makers, big tank makers, airplane makers. We're at war all the time, dude. You know what I mean? And you can also see it in your money. Every time you go to the grocery, things are getting more and more expensive for the same thing. For example, 1-bedroom apartment in Dallas, Texas, ladies and gentlemen, 15 years ago was $600 for a nice place. I'm not talking about the ghetto. I'm talking about a nice place, like the top of the line area, okay? That same exact apartment right now would rent for $1,300. $600 is doubled in 10, 15 years. What the fuck, dude? Has your paycheck doubled in the 10, 15 years? Just please ask me that. If you're making $20 now, do you make 40? If you're making $100K a year now, are you making 200? Because if you're not, dude, inflation is already, you know, doubled in just 10, 15 years, man. Okay? And the same thing happens with groceries, same thing happens with your rent, same thing happens with your medicine, same thing happens with every freaking thing. That doesn't sound like capitalism. That sounds like fucking central bankers printing money, causing inflation, giving out money to their friends and families and big corporations, in a sense, right? Like the people they want. And do you think they care about you or the middle class? No, man. They don't give a fuck, dude. If they cared about the middle class. One other thing before I get out of here, guys. Think about every time the government punishes these big corporations and they fine them millions and billions of dollars, where the fuck does that money go to? It doesn't go to you. In the last crash, when the bankers were doing robo signing and the government fined them millions and billions of dollars, all the banks, a lot of the banks, I can't say all, but a lot of the banks, what did the government do with those penalties? Did they give it to the homeowners that lost their down payments? Did they give it to the homeowners that lost their home? Fuck no, dude. So it's just to the other pocket, dude. They don't give a fuck about you, man. They don't, right? That's why everyone tells you to get into debt. All right, guys, if you like this video, click the like button. Let me know what state you're from. Leave a comment. Don't be a stalker and just watch in the dark and don't leave anything, guys. Don't be a fucking stalker. Leave a comment. And by the way, guys, if you're not in my profit sharing coaching, you're gotta be fucking dumb, dude. For $20 per meeting, which is what most REI clubs charge, you get to interact with me, and we're actually doing deals. We're not learning. Okay, I had a student named Ken, just came in to the club. It hasn't even been a month. And he downloaded my Flipping Wednesdays. In 48 hours, found 6 motivated sellers. All for free. He didn't have to spend any money in marketing. All right. And now he's already given the offers. And I think he's going to cash out 1 or 2 deals from just this 2 days worth of work, guys. All right. So if you're going to REI clubs and paying $20 to hear a fucking sales pitch, you're fucking crazy. You got to be dumb, dude. Come to Mr. No Fluff. Okay. Come to Mr. No Fluff Profit Sharing Coaching, where I actually help you get a fucking deal. Right? We don't sit there and learn about a bunch of bullshit that hasn't occurred yet in the future. Like, how do I do X and Y and 10 steps ahead when you haven't even started? That's why I know so many people, 5 years studying it and never done a fucking deal. 14 years studying real estate, never done a deal. 4 months into it, never done a deal. Or the people that are actually around me, in less than 6 weeks, 4 weeks, I have people even less than few days have gotten deals, guys. And you can see it at Mr. No Fluff. Click on the success and listen to some of these students, guys. Again, don't be a lurker, child molester in the dark. Come on here, click the like button, share my message, and go ahead and leave a comment. Let me know what state you're in. All right? Hustle and bustle. Peace.